Jay, Luka Doncic took on the Dallas Mavericks last night and destroyed them. This has sparked something in Jay Williams, the ESPN broadcaster, former Duke star, NBA player that had his career damaged by injury. Here is Jay Williams on Twitter, I believe, yesterday. Dallas didn't trade Luka. They straight up committed basketball treason. Gifted him to LeBron like a donation. Now he's back, dropping 45, 8, and 6, getting MVP chance in their own building. That's not just self-sabotage. That's a generational implosion. Scap, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Jason. Always a pleasure to be here. And shout out to Jay Williams. It must be a Jay thing, because I've actually shockingly been seeing eye to eye with Jay Williams for the last week now or so. He's been making a lot of damn sense over there at the ESPN mothership. If he's not careful, he's going to find himself out of a job swiftly because he's making so much sense. And that network doesn't like to hear those kinds of things. But I mean, this was a disgraceful move 2 months ago, the move that shocked the basketball world, when the Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison, their general manager over there, ownership, for whatever reason, lost their minds and traded an absolute generational star in Luka Doncic, who, Jason, at the time was only 25. He's now 26 years old. He has been dealing with injuries this season, and there's been much made of his shape and conditioning throughout his first 5 years in Dallas. But I mean, he's typically playing 60 in the mid 60s to low 70s in terms of games played throughout the course of his career until this season, where he's going to hit around 50 games. And he's been first team All-NBA every year of his career, Jason, until this season, after his rookie season. So basically his rookie season and then this season, which has been derailed by injuries. Other than that, 5 first-team All-NBA selections for this guy. To say he's generational is actually underselling it. He's 4th all-time in career box plus minus right now. He has the 3rd highest career scoring average, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. He's 2nd in playoff scoring points per game, behind only Michael Jordan. Here's a little trivia question for you and your audience, Jason. The only 2 players ever to score at least 30 points per game in their playoff careers, that would be Michael Jordan and Luka Doncic. And they trade that guy for Anthony Davis and 1 first-round draft pick, essentially. Pathetic, disgraceful. Jay Williams, I mean, that's a good terminology. I think I used it in a video I published last night, like 3 a.m. Treason, basketball treason. And the Dallas Mavericks, as a result, well, they're in the 10 seed. They're probably heading into the play-in and an elimination in that first game. The Lakers, meanwhile, Jason, have gone from a perennial play-in contender themselves to maybe arguably the best team in the Western Conference, all because of Luka Doncic. Thanks for nothing, Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks.
Hey, I had horrible experiences buying and selling my home, so we built Real Estate Agents I Trust so you could avoid the same frustration that I had. I don't know how to interview an agent, a real estate agent. Our agents share your sensibilities. You'll like them. They'll actually get the job done, and you'll become friends, really. If you're moving across town or across the country, visit realestateagentsitrust.com. The name says it all, realestateagentsitrust.com.
Well, you say thanks for nothing, Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks. I think that's a tiny bit of an easy way out. And what's going to get Jay Williams in trouble is so passionately calling out like, hey, man, this is insanity. And I don't think, and again, the more he draws attention to it and how insane it is, I think it's less easy for people to accept, like, oh, this is Nico Harrison. This has to be the league and wanting LeBron James to have a playoff run. And there are other people that believe that, again, the Dallas Mavericks are trying to leverage their way. The what's her name? Adelson. I can't think of her last name. Miriam Adelson, I think maybe. But trying to leverage their way into a casino and new arena. I think blaming Nico is an easy way out, and that's why people would prefer, and Jay Williams could get in trouble. If he keeps drawing attention to the insanity of this trade, people are going to put on their tinfoil hats like me and say, this ain't Nico. Anybody with a brain, my mother wouldn't have made this trade, let alone some guy that actually knows basketball.
I think, there could be some smoke there. Obviously, the league would have had to given something to the Dallas Mavericks, because when you're trading this guy away in his mid-20s, he's obviously a massive moneymaker for the franchise. So there has to be some bigger, better carrot that's being dangled over their head in order to authorize Nico Harrison to make this move. And then, of course, Nico Harrison was positioned perfectly to leverage his individual relationship with Rob Pelinka, the Lakers general manager. Remember, these two guys have about a 20-year friendship, Pelinka and Harrison, because they were both on Team Kobe Bryant dating back to the early 2000s. Nico Harrison was Kobe Bryant's Nike rep, and Pelinka was Kobe Bryant's agent at the time. So these guys traveled the world together for, years, decade or more with their families and so forth. So really, it was just so well positioned for that kind of a trade to be made between those two. But Jason, who knows? I can't speculate on the financials or what the league might have authorized the Dallas Mavericks to make this move. I think, if anything, we see with the Denver move and what they're doing with their head coach and front office, idiocy is just running rampant in the NBA today. Maybe, Jason, maybe the Clutch Sports, LeBron James, the NBA offices have this elaborate scheme to get Luka Doncic there to give the self-proclaimed king LeBron one final run at an NBA championship. Or maybe, just maybe, the Dallas Maverick ownership are a bunch of idiots like the ones that are running the Denver Nuggets right now. I really can't decide which it is.
I'm not willing to go there, and I'm really not. This is like, you know what this trade is? I'll give it to you. I'll give you an analogy. Building 7 committing suicide on 9/11. You'll never convince me that building just fell because it looked over and said, "Oh, the Twin Towers. I'm so distraught. Let me commit suicide," or debris or whatever they said took that down. I'm just sorry, I can't go there. And so I can't go there that Nico Harrison thought this was a good deal. I can't do it. Help us grow the Fearless Army. Pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with all your fearless friends.